Hey everybody, and back again of course, and today it's not a radio, it's something completely different. And what is it? Well, from what I can work out, it's a recording unit. It's called a Rotavision recorder, custom built by Burstall and Hayward Limited, and I cannot find anything on the internet regarding this company or a Rotavision recorder. So I'm at a complete loss. But looking at it, we can see here we've got an erase head, and down here is a record head. Two channels, channel 1 and channel 2. It's a PA, playback, record, and what have we got? So we've got an equalizer knob, radio gain, playback gain, radio in, gram in, main speaker, extension speaker, and two headphones, and well, the gain for the headphones, of course gain 1 and gain 2 would be for the two channels, and a very nice Rotavision recorder gauge there, custom built by Burstall and Hayward. Oh, it's got a model number, and yeah, didn't notice it before. So I've said I don't know anything about it, but given that it's like it's meant to be rack mounted, I don't think this would be for home use. Maybe, I don't know, a recording studio, a television studio, a radio studio. I really don't know. And we're going to see if we can get it going. Plus I'm also interested, really curious, as to how this records. Is it a rotating drum? Which I've seen something similar, a drum that rotates and records. I saw that on a Knuckle Dug video, something to do with you plug your guitar into it or something. Can't recall now exactly. Or does it record on wire? Does it tape? Well, I don't know. Is it a spool? How long does it record for? All these unanswered questions. But I'm going to open it up, have a look inside, and I could be punching above my weight here, but I'm going to give it a go. And I will get a screwdriver and we'll pull this out and see what's inside. That didn't take long. So I can only see a couple of screws holding this in. And this one here. Alright. Is it going to come out? Yeah, it is. Super. Alright. I'll raise the camera up a bit. Put it back so we can all see what's happening, what's in here at the same time. Oh. Yeah. Come on, baby. Almost there. She's heavy. That's for sure. Got it. Let's just pull the cord out. The case weighs a ton. Man. Alright. So, we've got some valves. That's good. I hope the valves have let numbers on them. Oh boy. So what have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 valves. Power transformer. Output trannies, maybe. Oh, that's the output tranny. Chokes? Don't know. And probably a cap can. I'm guessing. Anyway, what's underneath? Whoa. Well, that's very nice. Very nice indeed. Untouched. Lots of waxies and electrolytics. 16 microfarad, 16, 16, 16. 60s. They're all 16 microfarads, so I hope I've got enough. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. Actually, I don't know. I think it's going to be fine. I'm going to, I'll just check this cable out, the power cable, and it's all straightforward. And I'll just hook up a temporary power cable to it, and we'll run a test and see if we get some voltages out of the power transformer. Well, the power cord's attached, and but before I did that, I checked out the valves, and here's my little crude drawing of it. As you can see, 6v6. What I take to be an IF can. It's got an adjustable screw on the bottom, just like an IF can. Maybe it's not. Anyway, running a 5Y3. This Z729. Don't know, but I think it could be like a 12AX7, whatever you call those valves. Yeah. Anyway, 6SJ7, 6SN7, two 6v6s, push-pull configuration, I guess. Definitely the output transformer, and a couple of chokes down there. So, the other thing that I just noticed, and I missed the very first time, was there's no recording mechanism in this thing at all. Not that I can see, unless it's done by magic. So at this point, I'm thinking this is simply an amplifier. I mean, two 6v6s in push-pull, a third 6v6. No. Up here, I'll just point to it. It says the main speaker. Unfortunately, the cable to it, and you can just see it right there, little orange cable. It's been cut, so nothing's going to come out of that, and I can't see where it would have been attached to. But again, this set looks completely untouched, so I don't know. Of course, we've got the extension speaker, and yeah, I'm not sure how that really works, which one's just for the speaker, if there's power coming through, sorry, can't see it, there's the extension speaker, so the 4 wires, these two, they're twisted, so I'm thinking power, and that could be just the audio output there, the green and orange, really not sure. But of course, here's the output transformer, that's the secondary side of it. There's your primary, the red and blue, typical red and blue wires, being fed one of them from the electrolytic there, so I can always just jump a speaker there, and the resistance is quite low, so about 1 ohm or something like that, so it's typical for a radio. But anyway, we've got it all set up, and the power, and I'll zoom out again just so you can see what's going on. And here's our 5Y3, and the yellow wires are HT, so we'll take that reading first, make sure we've got high voltage. Multimeter set to AC power, of course. Oh, the other thing is, I don't know if this is 110 volt or 240, so I'm going to bring it up to 11 volts. I'll assume it's 110. There's 11 volts, and that's giving me 24 volts, so we've got high tension anyway. Turn that down. Look at the 5 volts. And get on there. So power it up, bring it up to 11.15. Alright, bring it up to 24 volts. Point 396. Not sure. Expect a little bit more than that, surely. But so we've got two voltages. That leaves 6.3 volts. Alright, so I've let that 6v6 go on the other side, and now I've gone to these two. These are much easier to get to. So run this one, look at the 6.3, pin 2 and pin 7, other filaments, and I'll just move the camera so we can get the multimeter on, and again I'll go to 11 volts, so yeah, close enough. That's 0.2, so bring it up to 24. Just 10% of my voltage here, and that's, yeah, 24 exactly. It's 5 volts, so I'd say based on that, close enough to 6, I guess. If I go to 27 volts, then I get close to the 6. There's 6 there, and that's on 27 volts. So I'd say this is a 240 volt transformer, because irrespective of the voltage, the voltages on the valves are going to be the same. These are just standard radio valves. So I'm going to have to think about some sort of input and get a speaker happening as well. So I think probably worthwhile to do that, so at least we can test the output. Well, I'll scrounge around and see what I can come up with. So I've come up with a workaround. An input signal. I'm simply going to use my audio generator and its cable. And the output, I'm just going to jumper the speaker on the secondary side of the output transformer. Can't see any other way around it. This extension speaker, the way it's wired, I don't understand it. I'll have to take some voltage measurements and try and guess, to be honest. But first up, these three caps, all 16s, and they are all connected to the two chokes, so they've got to go, and I'll run them first, and we'll see. Oh, sorry, I'll change those first, and then we'll see if we can get this thing working again, and hopefully we will. So, right, so all the caps have been done, and yeah, I ran out of, well, almost ran out of 16, so I had a heap of 8s, so I just doubled them up, and that looks good to me, and I did a fairly neat job too. So here comes a test. Plugged in the audio generator. It's just to from that plug to the leads that go into the generator. So time to power it up, guys, and see what happens. I've got it set to PA. I can't think of anything else, and I'm on channel 2, so that's the knob up there. Alright, let's give it some power. 90 volts. On 70. Actually, I'm going to take some multimeter readings first. Well, sorry, while we're doing it. So I'm going to go off the filter cap. I should expect to see voltage coming up. Stick it to DC, and let's just move things around so we can see it. Well, there's certainly voltage in there. So I'm not seeing the globes light up, but of course they could be blown. They could be blown. And there doesn't appear to be an on-off switch. Anyway, let's go. 100 volts. 140. 170. 180. And good, the voltage is stabilising, it's going down on the filter cap. Right, so that's all good. Let's turn on the audio generator. See if we get anything. Certainly am. Not very loud. However, here it comes. I'll turn that down. That's loud. Oh, a globe came on, which I'm on playback. Record. How cool is that? Don't know if you can see those globes lighting up, but yeah. It works. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Plug a radio in, plug in I don't know how to go with the guitar. Don't know. I'm going to find out. But I'm going to, well, given that it works, I'm really happy again. That wasn't a hard job at all. The thing has been looked after, clearly not in a farmer's shed for 40 years. And I'm going to go recap the whole thing and do the resistors and get some music pumping through it. I think that's a good idea, good plan. So I'll do that and check in regularly. Right, so at the moment you can see I've recapped most of them, and I'll let you listen to what it sounds like. So it's currently running, and just got the MP3 player plugged into it, and as you can see there, just use the guitar jack.
Two bargain carpet stores. There's the original in Northcote and a new one in Ormond at 600 North Road. And both stores you get just what the name suggests, a huge range of quality carpet products at bargain prices. Here's proof. Stone Terrace is 100% acrylic loop pile carpet, brand and design that has been reduced from $31 to low $25 a broadman yard.
I've tried a few different size speakers. Makes no difference at all.
There's a host of colours to choose from in the Stone Terrace range.
So,
gold, orange, beige and silver fan green.
I was thinking it's, I would be hoping it's leaky caps. I've only got 3 wax caps to go, I think. Is it 1, 2, 3? Yeah, I can't unless I'm missing one. If it's not that, possibly valves. I'm just guessing, of course. The pots are still filthy dirty, and maybe that's causing it too. So I have sprayed some, alcohol in there, this sort of stuff, and it seems to get in, but it's not helping. So, push comes to shove, I'll be dropping those out, taking the backs off the pots, and giving it a proper clean. But anyway, I'll keep persevering, and hopefully it's just those 3 waxies. Of course, could be a couple of resistors, or one, who knows. The mica, I'm taking that to be a mica, and that thing, again, don't know what it is. Looks like a capacitor. Only be a small value too, though. But anyway, persevere with it, and yep. I'll come back to you when I've got those 3 done. We'll see if there's any improvement in the sound. All the caps are done, and this is what the sound is like.
With stories that almost could be, or might have been, real or unreal. This is Bradbury 13.
Still not the best.
was the sort of...
Try something else.
It's Maxwell House Coffee Time, starring George Burns and Gracie Allen.
No. It sounds absolutely, well, terrible. So, I did think it was the waxies. I thought they were just leaking DC all over the place. But apparently not. It's something else, or I'm missing the point completely. I'll go through and check out the resistors and replace any that are just out of spec, just for the sake of... rather than replace them all, I'll just change the ones that are out of spec, the ones that are close to, I'll leave them in there. If that's still the case, I'll check the valves out, you know. Again, could be the pots, but just got to work my way through it, one step at a time, try and eliminate everything until we find the problem. So, I've got some work in store for me. Alright, I'm going to have fun. Well, I've been patiently working through this and replacing all the out-of-spec resistors, and then it occurred to me, what if this thing isn't an amplifier? And the reason I say that is because I had a look at the front panel again. I'll bring the camera down. And as you can see, if their use of terminology is correct, I've got radio gain, playback gain, gain 1 and gain 2 on the two channels. Now gain is not volume, and I looked it up, and of course volume is simply, volume works on voltage, and the volume pop just simply outputs the processed audio signal to the amplifier stage and out through your speakers. Gain, on the other hand, deals with current, and it's on the input side of the circuit, so it's controlling that current. And of course, if you have too much gain, you end up with clipping or distortion, and that's certainly what I'm getting out of this thing, because the more gain I give it, the more distortion is introduced into the signal. Now, if I'm right, and again, gain is supposed to mean gain on this thing, then this is a preamp, and I'm trying to think of what use I've got for a preamp, and at the moment, none. But I guess what confused me with this, thinking it was an amp, was the two 6v6s in there, which I assume again is just in a push-pull configuration and should run two speakers. Now, the other thing is the main speaker, which is like, you know, an RF terminal on there, as you can see. The extension speaker is a 4-pin plug, and these two wires connect up to the extension speaker plug, and that's mains voltage. So whatever speaker attachment they had, to me it would have been powered, and would have been a powered amplifier, or powered speakers with a little amplifier in it, and that's what I'm guessing. So thinking about it in that way, I understand, and if I'm correct, yeah, this is why I'm getting distortion on it. This isn't an amplifier, preamp. So there you go. That's my thoughts on it. If any of you guys have ever seen anything similar to this, well, you know, could you please let me know, or if you've got any other ideas on it, I'd really appreciate it. I'd like to know more about this thing. I mean, it's still pretty cool to have. I mean, I probably never will use it, but I'm going to continue. A few more resistors to be done, and then basically that's it for this unit, so I'll come back at the end. Well, I've changed all the resistors that were out of spec, and the unit is working as well as it ever did, which isn't that well at all, not where sound quality is concerned. Anyway, I had a thought, and I believe I've been thinking about this unit the wrong way completely. I thought of it as an amplifier, and those push-pull 6v6s led me to believe that. But if we have a look at the front of the case and we look at the controls, and if the terminology is correct, there's no volume controls on this at all. There's just gain. Gain 1, 2 for both channels, audio gain and playback gain. Now gain is different to volume. Volume, yes, simply it's at the end of the circuit, and it's just allowing the processed audio signal, or the voltage of the processed audio signal, into the output transformer and out of the speaker. And the more voltage you let through, the louder it becomes. Gain, of course, is at the beginning of the audio processing signal, and gain has a great effect on audio quality. Too much gain, and you start clipping the audio, adds distortion into it, and that's certainly what's happening with this unit when I turn the playback gain up, or the radio gain up, and it just gets more and more distorted. So that's why I think this is simply a preamp, and clearly I think a specialised unit to some degree. Connects up to a recording device, with probably a reel-to-reel, I would say. It has the erase head, it has a record head. How that's controlled by this unit, I don't know. I can understand the record head because I can flick the switch over to record, and I would assume that the audio signal would be coming out of here into the, let's just call it for a reel-to-reel for the sake of it. And you could adjust that, or maybe it goes through an amplifier first. I'm really not sure. The headphones work, although the phone gain doesn't work on it for some reason. Anyway, I'm not going to even bother with that. The other probably specialised bit of equipment that goes with this is the external extension speaker, and it's just not a speaker. I think it's a powered amplifier, because these gold twisted pair here, that's mains power. So this, whatever's plugged in there, is being powered from this unit, and we've got our two wires. One's earth, the other one would be, is it audio or is it unprocessed? Because it's definitely not coming from the output transformer. So it could be the same sort of signal that is being fed into the output transformer. And there's one way to check. We can power it up, and I expect to see DC voltage on that orange wire, and that's my guess. So I'll just do the connections and come back and when it's powered up. Okay, so she's running, and I've just got an MP3 old radio show going through it, just so I know it works. And we'll check out the extension speaker plug, and if I get it right, so we should have mains power.
That's good. Nice to have people
209 volts of AC. The multimeter on my current limiter says 240. So it could be the current limiter. The current limiter, the variac, I mean.
Why not?
And
why not?
I'd like to send a greeting to Mrs. Sally Ring
come on.
Oh, yes.
and her two daughters, Vicky and
Active,
Susan,
neutral, 209
and
volts.
one to my sister Alison.
So there's a discrepancy somewhere.
And would you be able to
But
say a prayer for
not too
Mr.
concerned about
Bob
that. So
from the RACV
turn
Caravan
this
Club,
radio
15.
down a bit more. The radio, dearie me. Too used to radios. And let's have a look at the voltage. As I said, my guess is that is going to be DC. Yep, 231 volts of DC. And what's being fed out into the power transformer? 161 on one of them, and off the plate 160, and off the other plate, which is there, 146. So that's the plates of the two 6v6s going straight into there. and that's, so they're roughly, okay, 160s, and here we have 230 volts. So I'm not sure what sort of, well, clearly the extension speaker is a powered amplifier of some sort, I would suspect. It's been fed and it's processing that particular voltage, and I'm assuming there's information in there that can be translated into audio. The other part of it is the record head. Now, I expect to see some AC coming out of that. So, switch over to record.
What's that about? Did you write that?
And let's see what happens.
Oh, I see.
Can I make,
Good.
this is going to be easy.
For that lady.
So,
good. Got that under control. And I think.
And look at that multimeter. Oh, you can't see it. Check this out.
Is it Reen?
Yes, Father.
So,
Hi.
How are you?
Great.
Do you know which rain it is?
Yeah, thee.
nothing. It's confusing the hell out of it. I don't know what's happening there. Is the
Good to
current
hear you.
limiter
I'm
glowing?
glad you're learning that message.
I really am.
Nope,
Because you were
not
a bit
getting
slow
short.
to learn that. We had to give you a bit of a push, didn't we?
You did too.
Try it from
I
the
went to
earth.
Open House Retreat last weekend.
Oh, look, I'm
Nothing,
glad you did that. Tell me all about it.
bugger
Oh,
all.
it was tremendous.
Let's explain to people.
It doesn't
I've
like it.
learned that you take nothing for granted, and so we should explain to the listeners who don't know that there's this organisation for.
So,
we generally
if I
refer
put
them
my
as blind
probe
people.
onto the wire,
Mostly
just the
centred
red
around
probe,
the,
black probe's not.
St. Sabbath's
I
round
can't
Burwood.
reference it to anything. I
And,
don't know what to reference it
last,
to. I'm getting 29 volts of AC.
May, wasn't it?
I don't know if that's correct or not.
June,
Anyway,
I had,
completely,
yeah,
I am,
uh,
I can happily say I'm completely lost. I don't know what's coming out of there, or what should be coming out, but I would have assumed
That's correct.
that
about it.
Oh,
positive,
Father.
and there I could read some voltage, and again the multimeter's just going nuts.
Not alone.
It loses its signal completely.
Very thought-provoking.
So, if you've got any suggestions, guys,
Tremendous.
I'd love to hear it, okay?
Well attended.
So,
I tried to put the numbers down a wee
I'm not going to do anything more with this, because, well really, as I said, I can't see any specific use that I could put this unit to. I'm glad it works. I mean, I'm very happy that I got it going, and I don't know if it's working the way it should. Clearly it does work. Maybe there's somebody out there that collects this sort of stuff. You know, if there is, hey, contact me. Other than that, if no one's interested, I think I'm going to put this on the shelf and turn it into a guitar amplifier. And that'd be a good project for the future. So, I think successful in one way, it's working, excuse me, but most unsatisfying in another, in that I really can't, again, I can't put it to use. It'd be nice if you had the original, say, reel-to-reel that went with it, and the extension speaker that went with it, you know, and it might be a super-duper little unit there for recording, but, you know, can't do, I guess like that's never going to happen, not with me anyway. So anyway, we're going to wrap this up, and hope you enjoyed it. It's a bit of a funny video, a bit of a funny little unit, but that's working, and it's good to always see a bit of old tech that you've never seen before and get the thing humming. So anyway, thanks guys, and I'll see you very, very soon with another project. Bye.